So yes, YouTube, this is episode 1 of the Prep Files. Thought I'd start it now. We're 8 weeks out, 8.6 weeks out, and I thought it'd be a good time to start it. I've just been in a massive flow with prep that I haven't really been documenting, but I think it'd be a good time to start because we've made a fuck ton of progress already. We're down from 104 kilos in peak off season, now down to around 90.5. And I'll post the pictures underneath here to see where we're up to, and it's just been very consistent in terms of drops, very consistent in terms of a changing look. Literally, it's been coming fast week on week. Not really had a stall point yet, and we've been having planned meals every weekend due to the speed in which it's been going, which has been fantastic, especially on a prep. Not something I'm used to, and I'm really happy with how things are going. I think it'd be good to document, where we get to in sort of like the next 8.6 weeks time. So what is the goal for this prep? For me, it's just to bring in the best version of myself. I'm under no disillusion about anything. I just want to be the best version of myself. I want to do better than last time. I want to be more peeled than last time, better condition, more muscle, which I have definitely got. I've spent a good amount of time in an off season. So I'm really excited to see what happens. So join me today. We're going to go through push. Hopefully you're going to take something away from these videos as well, with a little bit of education. Going through maybe some exercise mechanics, go through nutrition, go through supplementation, going through anabolics, obviously over the course of the series. But hopefully you do take something away, and let me know how your prep's going. If you're an amateur bodybuilder as well, let me know how your prep's going. Is it going well? Need any help? Please obviously hit me up. And if you find this video useful, like and subscribe. But let's get into it. Push day 1 at Elite Physique, or EPI in jungle as it's known. Let's get into it. I'm setting up for a lat raise machine. I'm thinking about aligning my shoulder joint with the axis of the machine. So this is a big green dot. So when I'm setting up, and I like to set up away on this on the prime machine, because I find it awkward to be in that lent over position. I find I don't feel it in my mid delt that much. I like to push myself back using our yoga block and think about aligning my shoulder joint with the axis of rotation. That way, when I get into the movement, it's going to feel far more comfortable. I'm going to work with the machine rather than against it. So on a push day, because I'm old as shit, janky shoulders, I prefer to perform all my isolation, if you want to call them that, movements before I go into my pressing movements, just to make sure my shoulder is warm, to make sure it's ready to press, to make sure it's just ready to go when I do go into my pressing movements. So I'll have my lat raises, my pec deck, reverse fly. I have all them before I go into my pressing movement, so it's primed and ready to go. I don't feel any pain, I don't feel any niggles before I start to press. I haven't had in my programming for a while, but reintroduced in the off season. It's not a movement I generally fuck around with because the likelihood of injury is quite high, and I've had issues in the past. But really controlling the reps, really focusing on tempo and not load, has made this movement really effective, and it's something that I really do feel in that, especially in the length and range. In my chest feels fantastic, and I have seen development in my chest over the course of the off season, and then I attribute it to obviously other exercises as well, but this one especially really challenging it in the length and range. But again, really focus on tempo, really focus on setup, taking your time. How you unlock the Smith machine press is so important as well for shoulder stability. You want it sitting on the fleshy part of your palm, near your thumb, not up here near your fingers. It's obviously going to pull your wrist back. It's going to put an awkward load through your shoulder. So make sure when you're setting up and you unrack, your wrists are over and you get into a position that's allowing you to stack your fist over your elbow. It's going to keep your elbow safe, but also your shoulder as well. So fourth exercise in is going to be the hammer strength incline press. I've got 2 incline pressing movements in this programming and in this session because the Smith machine challenges the length and range really well, length into mid, but it doesn't converge, so you're not able to get your bicep across your body. With a hammer strength press, and it's a really, really comfortable press to get on this one really well, you come across the body, you drive your biceps across the body, which you're going to get that chest a lot shorter, challenging it in the end range. So that's why I've got 2 separate pressing movements that are both incline presses, because you're giving me 2 separate things to work with across the course of the session. So the cable chest press has to be by far one of my favorite variations. If you get the cable set up right and you align it with the outside of your forearm and you're able to really focus on that elbow path and driving the bicep across, it feels absolutely fantastic. I struggle with chest press with my shoulder issues, but this feels fantastic. You can get some full length and range, you can retract your shoulder blades, you're following the line of the cable, and you can really drive the bicep into the side of the chest, getting the chest short. For me, it feels fantastic, so really do try this setup. Onto cuffed lat raise. I'm going to challenge that length and range just a little bit more because the cable's pulling across my body. So it's going to challenge that stretch a little bit more. So I actually prefer the single arm version of this to challenge that length and range a little bit more because you can pull your arm across your body a little bit more. But I'm running out of time a little bit to train, so gotta do it, bilateral. So gotta get a rush on. Next, onto cross cable absolutely fucked it, as you can see. Cross cable tricep extensions, for me, one of the most comfortable tricep movements. Again, any elbow issues that you may have, this exercise, I believe, doesn't exacerbate it at all, because you can align the cable with your elbow joint to make sure that you go into extension that feels comfortable to you. And I really, really do like this movement quite a lot. And it's allowed me to progress my tricep movements all the way through my off season and now prep. Single arm overhead. It's going to be dependent on your shoulder mobility, how high you can get that up, or how back you can get your elbow. I really like to stabilise with my other hand. Make sure that my fist is aligned with the cable. And extend driving the elbow through. Get into that long range. Maybe I started early on the first one. Now on to 3 rounds of posing, which is absolute non-negotiable for me at the end of the sessions. Yeah. Also, So that is the first Prep Files episode wrapped up. Posing and push day. I'm about to tuck into my post-workout meal. I'm fucking starving. So if you found that video useful, I'm going to post one around every 2 weeks. Any updates, any refeeds, which are always fun to watch, I'll post them as well. Probably a little bit more often as we get closer to show, because more changes tend to occur. But like I said, if you found it useful, if you've got any questions on the back of anything I've said, or you've got any questions in general about your first prep, drop me a comment and I'll get back to you. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time.